or 2.5 on to powder. And they're beautiful, like the light beigey creamy. We have this one from Say. It is fantastic. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. I really hope you enjoy the video that I have prepared for you. We are going to do my makeup, but at the same time, the products that I have selected for today's makeup is going to be products that are 4 stars and above, reviewed on Sephora US website. I picked Sephora US over Hong Kong Sephora website where I currently live because the US site just has a lot more data. It's just a lot more rich in the amount of reviews it has, and it's a bigger market, obviously. So that's why I did that. And so I basically went through the website, found things that are top rated products that I also have in my collection. So all of these products I have used a bit and I have opinions on. So I'm going to kind of talk through those thoughts and my review on these 5-star rated products, and see if you think it's a good fit for you, if it's worth it for you. And if you do have questions about any of these products, please drop it in the comments below. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I've been a makeup artist for close to 10 years now, and I've recently just joined YouTube last year, so I'm enjoying that when I get the time to film. And I have some travel videos coming up as well, some beauty/travel type of content. If you go back on my feed, you'll be able to see that type of content, and there's more coming. The ones that I've done in the past are mostly in Asian countries, and now I'm going to Europe, so there'll be some nice ones coming. Plus, I would just love to hear what you would like to learn from me, so drop that in the comments below. Let's get started with the first product for today. So I have a total of 10 products, and we're going to go in obviously order that I would generally apply it to my own face. A lot of these products, obviously because they are 5-star rated, are going to be tried and true and tested products, and that is exactly what this is. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I need to find out when it first came out. We will pop that on the screen. But it has been around for a long time. I've used it before, I've moved on to others. I have a drawer full of concealers that I'm constantly testing. You know, it's kind of like mascara. We're all searching for the perfect concealer. But this one, it's pretty much it. It is a great concealer whenever I stop using it, and then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, yep, it's a good concealer. I would say it's like medium coverage. It has a huge range of shades, which is fantastic. A lot of different undertones. The one that I'm using today is light 2.5 creme brulee, and I also use light 2, I think it's 2, in the shade vanilla as well. But just really solid. So when you put it on, it's not too liquidy. So a lot of liquid ones that come in this type of packaging need to wait for a little bit for it to kind of dry down and get a little bit more tacky, so you can blend it out and it not completely disappear. Whereas this one, it's not overly wet. It's just a true concealer, but it's very almost fondant-like. I mean, I wouldn't say fondant, but it's just more moussey. It's more airy. But kind of stays in place and doesn't blend around. It doesn't like kind of run and glide around too much. So that's what I really like it for. Coverage is really nice. And I mean, yes, it still creases under the eyes, but every single concealer that I've used does crease under the eyes because I laugh and I smile. So that's that. But it does do pretty good. It wears nicely throughout the day, so it doesn't kind of go patchy in weird ways. It settles, it's livable, it works well. This is not one of the products that are the 5-star, which though I'm sure it might be. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? Hollywood Complexion brush, which is almost rubbed off. I did find it rubbed off quite fast though, but the brush itself is really lovely. So I've just kind of pressed and tapped that in under the eyes to help reduce dark circles. I'm just gonna go in with a little tiny bit more on this kind of really irritating area that I have a kind of freckle there. And I'm gonna lightly press it on top of that. Try not to move it around and keep the coverage where we need coverage, and then let it set on its own, dry down on its own. And the good thing about this is it's just very blendable. It blends on the skin really nicely. You can stretch it, shear it out. You can pack it in to where you need the coverage. You could totally wear this on days when you're not wearing any foundation and just really blend it into the skin. It doesn't kind of sit on top in a weird texture. It's very skin-like, the finish of this product. Yeah, that is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I recommend everyone give it a try at least once. The second product is another one that I have used for a very long time, and there's no sign of me stopping now. It is the Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 2 or 2.5. They are just fantastic pencils. They have a spoolie on one end and a small tip on the other end for the pencil color. And my favorite thing about these ones is the colors and the shade range that they have. It is a very vast shade range with different undertones. I realize I'm just saying the same thing as what I said for the concealer, but that's important. Undertones are important of colors. This is a cool toned type of brown. You can get warm tones and cool tones, and for blondes it's really important to have a cool toned brow product, not too warm if you're trying to, stick to the blonde theme, because blonde color underneath, our kind of root color is it's not warm, it's very gray and ashy. And when you get a brown, like a light brown brow product that is too warm, it really shows up quite red on our faces, especially sometimes when you're inside in your lights or in the bathroom, it looks fine. And then you go outside in the natural sunlight and it's like, wow, they kind of just translate very, very warm. So that's why I always recommend Benefit Cosmetics to blondies here in Asia, because Benefit is very widely available here in Asia for brow products. And then this one is just a classic. They Benefit have, every single type of method that you can think of to put your brows on with, they've got it. Which, honestly gets a little bit like too much sometimes. I just like to stick to the classic one, though I recently went to their launch party, the event a few months ago, where they brought out an even skinnier version of this, which is available. I can link that down below. It is amazing. It's super skinny if you want to draw really fine hairs. Maybe better if you have darker hair, but for me as a blonde, I often tint my brows. They do need tinting right now and laminating, but that's why I need to focus on filling them in a little bit more than normal. But I kind of like a very fuzzy, soft look on my brows, like the brows aren't trying to attract attention, but they're still filled in and there. That's kind of my thought with brows, especially for my features and how, I'm so fair and pale everywhere. I cannot handle like a full, strong, sharp brow on my face, but your face may be able to, or you may like that look, and that's absolutely fine. It is, after all, makeup, and it washes off. And then I love that it has the spoolie on one end, because you just brush through it, soften the look, undoes mistakes, and that's it. That's my brows. That is the second product. This has so many reviews. On the website, it has 5,400 reviews, so it is a very loved product on Sephora's US website, and I can completely agree with them all. Next, we have a bronzer. This is definitely, I would say, a newer product. It's not been around anywhere near as long as the last two. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. This is called the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Cream Bronzer. This has definitely less reviews. It has only 300 reviews. but they are all quite good reviews, all slightly above 4 stars. So that's why I'm going to show you this product. So it's definitely a cream product, but not overly wet. And I've got it on a brush here, a dual fiber brush, and we're going to warm up the outsides of my face. So I'm just going to spread that around. I use this in my makeup kit for work. I do like it on a variety of clients. And the shade that I have is the shade medium, because I just thought that the lighter version was a little bit non-existent. But if you are very pale and you do like to use bronzer quite heavy-handed, maybe go with the lighter one, because this one you've got to be a little bit more reserved because it's a darker shade, but great for medium skin tones. See, like that, that's probably a little bit too much. I'll just disperse the rest of my brush. Beautiful for summer when you still want your skin to be very skin-like and not powdery. That's where cream bronzers can be beautiful. And you can also use it as an eyeshadow as well. Sometimes I just take a bit of my brush and just pop it across my eyes, because I like everything to be very soft and diffused. Much else to say about this one. I really love the packaging. There's a big mirror in it, which is very handy, and it's beautiful. Would I get it again? Probably not. It's probably not something that I would reach for again. The cream bronzer that I had before this was the Chanel one. And I was hoping this would be kind of a good replacement to that. But I still think that if you were picking between the two and budget wasn't an issue. This is $58 US, so I don't think the Chanel one's all that much more. I'm really just going to town here, aren't I? I still would pick the Chanel one because of the size. I feel like the Chanel one you get a little bit more, and this one gets a bit, I think it's a bit more wet. The Chanel one really is a beautiful dry to cream formula, whereas this one is slightly wetter. Okay, that was it. That was the third product. Definitely not on my must list, but though a lot of people really do love this one. Now we have a tool, the Sephora Pro Collection Crease Brush 26. These are phenomenal. I love the Sephora Pro Collection brushes. They are not cheap. They are not like what you would think Sephora branding prices are. This brush is $22 for just one brush, but I do think it's very fair for the quality of it. It is a really beautiful quality, and it does match the prices that they are. They could quite easily be from Charlotte Tilbury, from, you know, Hourglass or Tom Ford with the quality of these brushes, but probably a little bit cheaper than them. But I am so impressed. This one specifically has almost a 5-star rating. I would say 4.7, and it has 116 reviews. But a lot of the Sephora Pro Collection brushes have fantastic reviews. Like, I really love these ones. I have 2 of these other ones. These are the Pro Precision Crease brushes in the number 17. And then the brush that I just used before to apply the bronzer, that was also a Sephora Collection Pro brush. That was shade 93. Really nice for bronzer, as you just saw me use. And then this one I bought in the last Sephora sale. This is the number 79, the Pro Contour Brush. Really beautiful for if you're doing a little bit more precision, sculpt areas of the face and less diffused vibes like what you do with bronzer. So it's great to have a full range of brushes. But I've had some of my brushes from the Sephora Pro Collection for years. They wash really well, they last well. The handles, they stay really beautiful. If you get some cheaper brushes sometimes that have wooden handles, the varnish on them splits because I wash them so often and then they're getting fully wet and then drying overnight. I can really tell when brushes are of high quality because they have to go through a lot of washing with my job. I do want to say that not all Sephora brushes are like these. You need to make sure you're getting from the Pro Collection. So they have a regular line and a Pro line. It's the Pro brushes that I can really vouch for and recommend that you try them. Next we have an eyeshadow palette. This is phenomenal. I bought this early this year and I use it almost on every client. I am so happy I got my hands on this. I saw a few makeup artists online using them and I was like, I think that'll be a great addition to my makeup kit. These are the shades. They are very neutral, but not warm. I would say they're almost cool neutrals, and it's really just what a lot of people want in terms of their eyeshadow look when they ask me for makeup looks. I have beautiful warm shades, but often they translate very warm on people and they find them too orange. They call it orange eyeshadows, and I'm like, they're not orange, but anyway, these ones people generally really love. You can go with really strong looks with some of these darker golds, or more daytime looks with a little pop in the inner corner, which I absolutely love. So let's do a look with this together. And I will use the brush that we just mentioned to start it off with. So I'm going to go in with shade Fair, which is a really skin-like color, and just kind of dust that all over my lid. That's kind of how I like to start eyeshadow looks, just to give it a base and some powder pressed down there to reduce any shine and just help the other colors blend as well. Wow, this brush is actually so nice. I don't normally use this brush. It's in my makeup clip for my clients, but I definitely need some of these in my own personal brush collection because, yeah, I'm worth it as well. And this palette does have 5 stars from 563 reviews, and it retails for $69 US. So what shadows should we go with? I'm gonna go with the like pinky tone here. It's almost like a pinky brown. It's a very unique mauvey color that I find very useful for work, and I'm gonna put that on the outer corners. On myself, I don't do all that detailed eyeshadow work. I just find it doesn't suit my features that well, as I already have quite hooded eyes, and mascara and a little bit of shimmer generally does the trick. But when you have a big fluffy brush like this, it is lovely. Let's do a sparkle on the moving part of the lid. I'm actually going to use colors that I normally use for work. So this one is Whisper that I do on clients, and I find it looks really pretty. So it's kind of a brighter shimmer, almost silvery shade. That's what's special about this palette. This is almost a silver glitter, which myself I don't wear all that often. But there is also gold glitters in here too, but they're not that coppery, orangey gold. So they're just very wearable, and people generally don't have too many comments in the negative direction about these products. Oh, about these eyeshadows. So there we go. That's a nice, I always like to put shimmer in the inner corner to open up the eyes, and then you put darker colors on the outer side. Just going to deepen that up a little bit. And then for under the eye, I like to add a bit of depth. So I'm going to use the shade Tender, which is a very, very cool toned brown. And it almost just adds like a shadow. I know it sounds weird that why would you want to add a shadow under your eyes? But in this area on the outer part, it really helps make your eyes look bigger and more defined without doing a strong liner. Can you see? And a smudging brush like this is exactly what you need. So you can go back and forth. And Sephora do have brushes like this as well. There we go. Maybe a little pop on the inner corner will be nice. I'm going to use the shade Mia, which is almost a pinky, icy shade for the inner corner, just lightly. So nice. Honestly, this eyeshadow palette really can do it all. You could even use the really dark shade for liner. Let me show you. Grabbing a little brush, popping that in the liner, tapping off the excess and pressing it against the lash line just to add a very soft definition to the eye. There we go. So now that the eyes are done, we need to finish it off with mascara, and this is the one that I have, and this has a 4-star rating with 3,000 reviews. This is a great mascara, but I do have some issues with it. Let me curl my eyelashes while I talk about those. So this mascara, I saw a YouTuber here that I follow on YouTube and Instagram. She's a makeup artist in Paris, and I love her, and she doesn't stop talking about this mascara. It is a sensational mascara at giving you full, thick, black, like almost that chunky style of lashes. It does it really well. It is hard to take off. She does talk about that, so it definitely holds true to that. The brush is quite big and clumpersome. I do kind of struggle a little bit, but it's not too bad. The thing is, it still smudges for me. It doesn't. I know she says, her name's Andrea Ali on Instagram here. She says that it doesn't smudge for her and it stays on, but with my eye anatomy and with the humidity of where I live here in Hong Kong, it definitely smudges, and it doesn't smudge underneath. That's not where I suffer from mascara smudging. I suffer from mascara smudging on the top brow bone where my eyelashes look up and I get those lines on my eyes, which is, it's a bit embarrassing sometimes if you feel like you've been talking to someone for ages on the street and then you're like, oh no, I had these crazy lines on my eyelids and I look like a clown. So yeah, but she lives in Paris and they have a lot less humidity over there, so there's less issues. In Asia, you really do need Asian brand mascaras because they just last a lot longer. But the result that this gives is beautiful. I mean, look at that. I've just done a very light layer and it's already just bam, lashes. You can build this up to just amazing eyelashes. It really is great. Oh, I don't think I've even said the name. This is the Saint Laurent Lash Clash Extreme Volume Mascara. It's definitely a bit of a drier formula. Sometimes when you buy mascaras, they need a few weeks or a week or so to kind of settle down and not be so wet. This one instantly was fine. Didn't need that kind of breaking in period. But yeah, it would be perfect if it didn't still get smudgy. Not as bad as some others I've tried. So in the region that you live in, you may not suffer as much with humidity issues. If so, I totally recommend trying it. It's really nice, as you can see. Look at the lashes it's given me. It separates them pretty well. They don't clump together all that much, but it's definitely a thickening mascara. And the bottle is just, I mean, it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's got the YSL label there and I love it. This retails for $32, so not cheap, but not extortionate for a luxury brand makeup and with the nice packaging. But then don't forget that you need to replace your mascaras quite frequently. 3 to 4 months is the ideal time. I know that's hard sometimes. This one probably needs to go, I would say. But I don't wear it all that often because it does smudge a lot. And we are coming into the height of summer here in Hong Kong. And this will just be a disaster if I wear this throughout the whole day. And it is challenging to get off, so I don't know. It's sometimes if you have a mascara that is really hard to get off, but it lasts and it doesn't smudge all that much, it's like it's worth it. But unfortunately for this one, I do agree with people, it is a great mascara, but with humidity, with my anatomy of like my lashes hitting my brow bone when I kind of laugh or look up like this with my head down and they hit. It's not the one for me, unfortunately. But if you don't have those issues, try it. It is a beautiful mascara if you love that full fat lash effect. Getting through the products here, now we have this one from Say. I'm gonna say Say, and this is also from that makeup artist that I follow. She also loves this one. I got this from an advent calendar. Every year before Christmas time, I love to treat myself to an advent calendar because I discover products like this that I would never have bought myself, or that are not all that available here in Hong Kong. This isn't available in Hong Kong, but it is available on the Sephora US site. And I noticed as I was going through all the categories that this brand has a lot of top rated products. So this is the Say Glowy Super Gel Lightweight Dewy Multi-Purpose Highlighter. This is $28 and it has 2,400 reviews and it is a 4-star product. The shade that I have is the Star Glow, so it has this one, which is the kind of pearl shade, and then the more bronzy sun-kissed shade. And it is a really nice product, and it's $28, and for this amount, I feel like it's quite decent. Now, you would put this in the category of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but it is not that product. It is different, but it is multi-purpose. You could squirt this into your foundation, blend it together and get a glowier foundation than the one that you have. You could put it in your moisturizer if you were just using moisturizer that day and you didn't want to wear base. It's very multi-use, but I'm gonna just pop it on the tops of my cheekbones to show it to you. So that's it. It's very creamy. That was one entire pump, way too much, but I just want to show you the product. And let's get it to dry down a bit. But I'm gonna pat it on the tops of my cheeks. I must say, the smell is it's a little bit odd, and I don't actually use it that much at all because in Hong Kong here we have so much humidity. Like I said, I know I keep talking about the humidity, but it's a real thing. It's an issue. It's a struggle with your hair, with your skin, with your makeup. Actually, it's not so much of an issue with your skin because it's actually really nice for your skin because it's kind of like free moisturizer out there. But for keeping your hair smooth and not growing bigger and bigger like a lion, like mine does, it's next to impossible. But you just kind of, I don't know if you can see, I know my skin is already really shiny and I need some powder on my face in the areas that aren't flattering, but I have that product coming up. Kind of do that towards the end. But I understand why these products are loved and desired in other countries that don't have so much humidity. Like when I lived in France for 3 months in 2022, I really struggled to get the hydration into my skin, and I did see the need and the desire to wear highlighter and products that help with the glow aspect of your face. So this is beautiful. This is kind of dried down a little bit more. Can you see that sheen that's giving? Beautiful, actually, because of the size and the price of it, the size. You don't need to be too delicate with it. So this would be beautiful for like the tops of your collarbones here, on your chest, you know, areas like that. Beautiful for that. It's different in the Charlotte Tilbury one, where the Charlotte Tilbury one has a little bit of almost foundation in it. Like it's a beautiful glowy product, but it has coverage as well, but very, very light coverage. This has 0 coverage. It is pure, just a shimmer type product. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't look like shimmer. It does not look like shimmer. It looks like the skin is wet and healthy and lush and has been through hours and hours of like a facial. That's how it looks. It doesn't necessarily pearl. It's very sophisticated, very different, very light, beautiful to mix into products as well. And that is the Say Glowy Super Gel Lightweight Dewy Multi-Purpose Illuminator. It's a long name. It's the first thing I've ever tried from this brand and I like it. Right, moving along to powder. This is the classic, been around for a long time, just like this one. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. This is a smaller size. This is the 9.3 gram size. Translucent. It now comes in different finishes and sizes, colors. On the Sephora website, it sells for, in the bigger size, $47, and this has 9,600 reviews, and it is over 4 stars. It is a nice product, but I must say, it is not my favorite powder. Yeah, there's nothing really that wrong with it, but I do find it heavier than others I've used. I have used lighter products, but this does do a really good job of setting the skin, but I've definitely used lighter. I really like the Givenchy one, as well as the by Terry Hydro Powder. That one is a lot lighter than this one, but this does a really good job of locking in your makeup. The translucent shade, as you can see, is translucent, and it works with a variety of skin tones. So, lip liner. This is the Rare Beauty lip liners. These are the Kind Words lip liners, and the shade names are all really beautiful words. So let me go through some of the shades. We've got strong, gifted, creative, bold, humble, talented, worthy, wise, lively, and fun. That was all of them. And the shades that I have here is, I can read them, humble and creative. Creative is a really peachy coral shade. Let's swatch them for you. So here are the shades swatched on my hand. You have got creative and humble. They are both really beautiful shades. This one is a lot more summery, peachy type nude, and this one is a bit more of a rose, dusty rose, and that is the shade that I'm going to do today. I just feel like it goes more with the look that I have created here. Now, these have 734 reviews, and it is over 4 stars, as they should be. They're really nice products. They are made in Korea. It's interesting. And I love lip liners. I feel like lip liners are a bit of a dying art. Not many brands do them in an extensive shade range, or the stock is always just out of stock wherever you go. I'm gonna stop talking and do my lip liner. So these glide really nice and creamy on the lips, and they do set. They're the type that kind of sets in. They go on creamy and set. They twist up, so no need to sharpen. Really fantastic to use this style. And they do set and last really well, but feel nice and light on the lips. And I do like them. The shades they have are really beautiful, wearable shades. Nothing too dark, nothing too bright, just really good daily shade range that she has for these lip liners. So, and they're beautiful, like the light beigey creamy color with the gold lid, very pretty and chic. So I can see why these are definitely above a 4 star. They're about 4.5 star on the Sephora website. Okay, last product. This is the Dior Lip Glow Oil. This, I have really almost finished it. I really loved it. It is fantastic, just like what they say, but I have used a variety of lip oils. Some of them I find actually dry my lips out a little bit. This one is hydrating, it's nice, it's lovely, but let's face it, it is beautiful, and we probably like it so much because of the packaging, because it's gorgeous. The packaging is gorgeous, and that is a valid thing, I think, in beauty products as well. I like it, I reach for it because of the packaging, and it feels nice to put on. The shade that I have is Cherry, and this has 2,700 reviews on the website at slightly just over a 4 star. And the way I wear this is very similar to what I've just done today. I like to wear it, obviously you can wear it by itself, but I like to line my lips first so that my lips have definition, and then the glow and shine of this with the subtle pinky tint, I feel like that kind of comes up after a while. really just gives you a juicy, fuller lip with the lip liner underneath, because this doesn't add definition, but it adds a lot of texture, plump lips, which is what I'm looking for and a lot of us are looking for. It lays on thick, but it's not sticky. It's a really nice product, and I'm sure there is a lot of benefits of skin lip ingredients inside this. I just read it. It says bringing out the natural color. That's what I just said. I feel like after a few minutes or reapplying it another time, the color comes out more. I'm not sure how that works, but that's how I feel. At the moment it looks quite sheer, but then after wearing it for a little bit, it stains them in a way that I don't know how to explain. They do have quite a lot of shades. They're bringing out new shades. I see on the website there is 3 new shades that have come out, which is Coral Pop, Bronze Glow, and Pink Lilac. They're all very sheer. I would really like to try the shade Rosewood, but I often find that is sold out in a lot of places. But the shade Cherry is fun, very easy to grab for a variety of occasions because it's so sheer. Okay, that was all of the products. I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of those complete cult classic products, as well as a little bit newer products, but overall they're very tried and true products. Please, I would love to know which one that you have, and do you have the same opinions on them? Comment down below. Which ones do you want to try? What did I miss? I would like to film another video where as I was shopping and looking on the site of products that are above 4-star, there were so many that I know I wanted to try. I do have even more in my collection that match this description above the 4-star, but I needed to narrow it down. Of course, I can't do multiple elements on my face in one day. And yeah, please subscribe. That would mean so much to me. I would love that. And send me a message or a comment if you would like. And you can follow me over on Instagram at Letitia Bishop, where I am very active, and you can see a lot more of my day-to-day things as a makeup artist and a beauty enthusiast here in Hong Kong. So that's all for now. Bye, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.